Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Burton Borders. And in today's video, I'm going to be looking at two things. I'm going to be first looking at why the board has proved correct in their decision to get rid of Thomas Tuchel, and also an explanation of the financial fair play rule and atomisation.
Welcome to the Burton Borders. Ain't got no time for no stallers, yeah.
We are the risers, we're not the fallers. Our channel is growing wider and taller.
Yeah, we're here to give you the news about your dear beloved Blues, yeah.
So if you like this YouTube channel, like, subscribe and turn on that bell.
Yeah.
Right, okay. First of all, let's address the Tuchel situation, because obviously, you know, the fans, there's Thomas Tuchel, why this sort of thing won't go away for some of our fan base, cannot let it go. And a lot of people are always bringing up, let's bring him back whenever there are bad results for Chelsea. And first of all, may I just get this clear to you guys? I know you may see me talking probably against Thomas Tuchel, not really against him, but for me, it's like critically evaluating his time with Chelsea. Because some people, they just don't see the wood from the trees, and they just obviously see the Champions League success and all the good things he said during the sanctions, etc. Which, you know, and as I said, I appreciate a lot for what he did. He's a good tactical manager. There's no doubts about that. But so I've got no agenda against Thomas Tuchel, but, you know, I'm just trying to put the point across, you know, just trying to be more level-headed about this situation, because, you know, I don't come in with no agendas or anything else. I just try to, you know, put the pros and cons forward when I do my videos. So I hope that clears things up. So with the situation with Thomas Tuchel now, a lot of people still can't get it into their heads that it wasn't for tactics, although the results weren't great. You know, there was someone put a graphic up the other day where Thomas Tuchel's last 16 games compared to Graham Potter's first 16 games, and the points tally was identical. So a lot of people saying it would have been different if Tuchel had stayed. You know, don't know, probably not. But two stories that came out today which proves that, you know, would the club wanted to go into a different direction, Thomas Tuchel probably wouldn't have been the person to push their vision forward, because they want to build a new young side with young hungry players and phase out the older players. So that was their vision, and Tuchel wasn't in line with that. That's why inevitably they had to part ways, and the relationship between the two weren't good. But we all know that anyway. But let's look at the stories which are current at this moment in time, and it involves a few of our young players. Ian Maatsen came out today, and obviously he's doing very well with Boehly at the moment, and one of their standout players on loan to Boehly as a left back. And you know, we seen Lewis all playing left back for Chelsea, doing okay, but that's not his natural position. His natural position is in the midfield, and we've seen the struggles of Cucurella, someone who was sanctioned by Thomas Tuchel when he was doing transfers. I know some people may say it was Todd Boehly who got in preparation for Graham Potter, but again, that's just conspiracy theory. But the fact of the matter is, with Maatsen, he's come out and said at Chelsea he was thinking about leaving the club because he's comparing different managers. He said with Frank Lampard, he had a lot of communication. With Thomas Tuchel, he had no communication whatsoever. And he got the feeling that Thomas Tuchel didn't want him and wasn't going to include him as part of his plans. He said Thomas Tuchel did compliment him on his loan spell that he had at Coventry, but you know, he just thought, you know, he hasn't got any plans for me, and it's probably time to move on. And so now we've got a new manager, Graham Potter. I think Potter's communicating with him, and you know, he all of a sudden sees a pathway into the team. I know we've got a couple of left backs in front of him, so it's going to be difficult to break through, but at least he feels that you know, if he comes in, performs well, there may be a chance for him to have a slot in the side. And the other player being Colwill, and everyone knows how good Colwill's doing at the moment. And Colwill is there's talk about him being called up for the England squad at the moment. And Tuchel wanted to get in three centre halves. And remember when at the beginning, sort of in the middle of the transfer window, where Levi Colwill was talking about possibly moving on because he just didn't see, especially if we brought in 3 new centre backs, he didn't see where he would fit into the plans. And it was Thomas Tuchel who was willing to sign off on him leaving. And now we're seeing what a gem we have. It was vetoed, that move was vetoed by Todd Boehly, etc. That's why they didn't put in when we brought Cucurella in, they wanted to get Levi Colwill. I think it was in a separate deal on a permanent, but we dug our heels in and said no, we could only get him on a loan. We'll pay a bit extra for Cucurella, but we're not getting this player, and we want to keep him because the potential was there for all to see. And now we're seeing with him that he's ready. This guy is got it all. And I've always said about Colwill, I've watched him a lot in the youth team, that he's somebody who's like, it could be the next Reece James coming up in Chelsea. He's that good, I think. And the club were prepared to let him go. So that's what I'm saying. We spent all that money on Boehly and others. We could have saved some money. We could have saved money. Imagine we saved the 35 million that we spent on Boehly and of 60 million. That's 100 million on 2 players. Where we had, are these 2 players that we bought in, are they any better than Matson and Colwill? I don't think so. I think Matson and Colwill would probably have done a better job in the side this season, and that's money saved, which has gone in to strengthen other areas. So these are just 2 of the incidences. There was another incident where we got rid of, and ironically with the Colwill one, he left to join Brighton, because the reason why Brighton was attractive to him is because he's seen how Potter can develop younger players. That's why he decided to go on that loan move to Brighton. I know some can argue that Potter weren't playing him in the side, but maybe he was getting him ready to play. Now that the Zebra is coming, he's playing him more. As soon as we knew that as soon as he became a regular in that team, it'll be hard to displace him. So we had another situation with Tuchel with Billy Gilmore, how he sort of marginalised him when we were on the American tour, and he sent him back home. That didn't go down well with a few of the first team players, the way that he was treated as well. So you have certain managers who don't want to develop younger players, and they're not interested in developing younger players. And so we saw that with Jose Mourinho a bit. We saw that with Conte as well. And I think Tuchel's in the same vein, that he prefer to have ready-made players and coach them rather than try and improve the younger players. Prove me wrong. Put in the comment section any younger players that Thomas Tuchel has developed within Chelsea. Anyway, and going on from that, when he was at PSG, ironically, the guy we're getting, Nkunku, he was the one who let him go. So he didn't see the talent in Nkunku, so he let him go from PSG, and then now Chelsea are spending 60-odd million pounds on Nkunku, and everyone knows what a talent he is, but he didn't have plans for him. I know that PSG had some good players in front of him, but he could have been a good squad player to have in the side, and there's been enough games for him to play for PSG had he stayed there. So that's that story out of the way. Now let's quickly talk about financial fair play and atomization. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Because obviously we brought in Mudryk, and a lot of people, including me, I said, couldn't we spend an extra £20 million on getting the Enzo Fernandez? But I did caveat that when I made my video the other day, and I said, if the terms are right, if we can find a way of getting this deal done over a set amount of years. The reason why this Mudryk deal could come to fruition is because he signed a whooping 8-year contract, and with atomization, what happens is that over the 8-year contract, that fee is calculated over the 8-year contract. So for financial fair play book rules, it's not all in the same accounting year. It's done over the entire contract. So that's why we can afford to get this player in, and maybe afford to buy some other players in as well. But with the Fernandes one, they're adamant about having, with a release clause, it's got to be paid up front. The money's got to be paid up front. And so there's no way that we'd have been beating financial fair play by paying £120 million in one hit. And also with the Mudryk one, it's like 65, is it, or 68 up front, and all the other money's going to be done in add-ons. Winning the Champions League, winning the league, maybe scoring a certain amount of goals or whatever would trigger some of these other clauses in this deal. And so, as I said, if we can find a way and negotiate with Benfica and find a way similar to doing this deal where they get a certain amount maybe up front, not with add-ons included, we can just stick in the 120 million, but you pay them probably 30 million straight off, 40 million straight off, and then you pay all the other bits in installment, and maybe that can work. But if they're adamant it's all the money up front or nothing, then our hands are tied really. We can't really do that and comply with financial fair play. So that sort of explains it to some of our fan base who are wondering why we went in for the Mudryk deal and didn't, because it's two completely different deals, and the way that the finances are worked out is totally different. So that's why, guys. And then with Todd Boehly now, what you're seeing is a lot of our players, buying them long-term contracts. And as I said before, the reason why they're buying them on long-term contracts is because we can spread the payments over a certain amount of years and carry on our spending spree without really being penalised by the financial fair play group. And so that's it, guys. So what do you think about these two videos, or two stories, sorry? Put your comments in the section below, and don't forget, as always, to like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications so you'll be notified every time I make a new video. Take care. Bye bye.